today I'll be reacting to the newest video by Kelsey Joeng. This one is called How to Leave Mid something. I'm not gonna say what word it is. This one looks like it caused quite a bit of controversy. This is, I think, quite a controversial topic, and as you can see from the thumbnail, there's an eggplant and it says trial error abort mission. And let's have a look what it says. So
I really did not.
And first let's look at the like to dislike ratio. As you can see, this is not the usual for Kelsey's videos. There's quite a bit of dislikes. I'm guessing this is very controversial. People got a little offended, so let's see what sort of video this is. So let's start the video and react. I haven't watched the video yet, so
Not want to sit on his dick because it was just like small and floppy. So
okay, what sort of way to start a video is that? Talking about, first of all, why do you start a video like this without any censor or upcoming warning? Like, kids could be watching this, and what if their parents watching this video, I'm sorry, the parents are watching their kids watch this video, and they could be horrified that you're talking about all this inappropriate taboo stuff that you should not actually be talking about. I don't want to. I know girls have it hard when it comes to these kind of intimate actions, should I say, intimate actions between two people of the opposite gender, or maybe same gender, whatever, right? Who cares? It's 2022. Like, I guess everyone's doing it, even though I may not be a big fan of it, but you know, you do whatever you want. But this kind of way of starting a video is highly just inappropriate.
first of all wasn't even sure if it's gonna like go in, because the dick has to be like hard for me to like sit on it, because your vagina's like, it's not like gaping, it's like, you know, it's like you have to like penetrate it.
Okay, I'm really going to give this person credit, because that was a lot of this very descriptive description of her experience, should I say. I wouldn't say very YouTube friendly, but you know, it is what it is. I guess some girls enjoy this kind of things, think she's a queen or a role model to look up to, but to be honest, I cannot say 100% that this is a role model you want to look up to. But yeah, let's keep watching the video.
Hello citizens, I'm Kelsey. I'm Korean living in Korea, and today I'm going to give you guys some tips and a story time on the subtle art of how to leave when the dick is too small.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I can't believe
hell?
I'm making a video about this topic, but I personally really think that this is a topic that needs to be talked about, especially to young women like me and
why?
you.
First of all, why do young women need to know? I thought boys are the only one who's really obsessed with sex and this kind of things, this kind of topics, right? Oh, of course, boys are very horny, including myself. I'm 19-year-old male, right? Just got out of high school and very horny indeed. But I've never seen any girl talk about sex like this. Like, you can already tell this person's either a crazy nympho, okay, no offense, might be a crazy nympho, or she just high on narcotics. Like, I actually don't know. Maybe she has problem, we don't know, but she seems like a very smart individual because she does go to Yonsei University, so you know, she may have a point here. But let's keep watching.
So recently I had an experience where I was having sex with this guy for the first time, and then I have to leave mid-sex because the dick was too small and the sex was not satisfactory for me. And when I shared this experience with my girlfriends, they were all so shocked at me because they've all had like similar experiences where they wanted to stop mid-sex, whether it's like the size problem or they just weren't enjoying it or it was painful even, and they could not summon the courage.
See, this is the problem, okay? This you women say they have it really hard and stuff, right? Like, they have it like, oh, it's just, everything is so difficult. Have you seen the struggle of men? We are only constantly insecure about the size of our kielbasa or whatever, or our sausages, and you know what? People like this just further stigmatize the men's I don't want to sound like MRA, men's rights activist here, but what she's doing is very, should I say, very wrong actually, because first of all, she says that she doesn't want to. I think she said she didn't want to shame people in the beginning, but that is exactly what she's doing. Like, I'm sorry, but you deserve this many dislikes. Like, you kind of deserve it by making these videos. So yeah.
Courage to say I want to stop and make the guy stop, and I thought that that was really problematic. And a lot of the girls said that they wanted to be like me, they wanted to have the courage to be like me, and I assumed that every girl would obviously stop mid-sex if she did not enjoy it or she did not want to continue for any reason.
I'm sorry, but it's really complaining. If you're a guy and you're complaining about how small the chest of a girl is, you're an idiot, because she cannot do much. You cannot anything about it unless you get surgery, which I do not recommend. I think your body is beautiful the way it is, unless you're like, you know, obese and overweight and stuff like that. And obviously you should want to be healthy, but the size of your breast nothing to do with health, okay? And also this to Kelsey, really the size of the sausage, can you do anything about it? It's genetics, okay? I was not born with a BBC. I am not born with a Subway sandwich sized sausage, okay? The foot long sub, okay? I am not gifted with the girth of like a tennis ball, okay? I do not have the circumference of a tennis ball, okay? So I'm very sorry that not everyone is going to fit your needs, but it is what it is. It's not saying you're nothing wrong with them, but clearly here you are saying that there's something wrong with them. So therefore you are basically saying that, oh, I'm not attacking people, while at the same time you're attacking people for something that they cannot control. So keep going, Kelsey, keep saying whatever you want.
But obviously not. I think that as a society there's like pressure on the girl to at least wait until the guy finishes. I think that's really horrible. So
there
hopefully
no
from today's like story time and from my instance, I hope that I'm not trying to cause controversy or
yes, you are trying to
guys,
controversy,
I guess, but I just want to
you are trying to
spread
start
the
shit.
message
That is what you're trying to do.
that it is totally fine to not wait until the guy finishes if you're not enjoying the sex, which I think, as I said, I think it's obvious, but apparently it's not. Okay, so first, the story time of how it went. I'm telling the story time from like a very respectful point of view, and for the guy I have like a huge amount of admiration and respect for him actually, because of how he reacted to my reaction. I'm so thankful that it turned out this way and that he understood, and I think that it's like actually an ideal story time. That's a good example for
yes, you should be thankful that you went right up to his face and shamed him like a ridiculous nympho, like the one you are, and you openly criticize, saying like, oh, this and that. Seriously, like, I wouldn't complain. I don't ever complain about like, oh, that girl's chest is too small. You know what, any girl is fine as long as you don't look like Snorlax, then I guess it's fine, right? Or either you're anorexic, then yeah, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not attracted to that. But what I'm saying is that you can do something about that. Wow, with the sausage size, I don't know what you can do. What, just get a transplant from someone who has like a 15-inch or something? Like, I don't know.
Woman that has been through my situation. So first, the story
you know
time.
What? Let's skip this bull crap. I don't care about her story, so let's skip it. Okay,
drinking and talking. It was like really fun. We had a lot of common interests.
Yeah, I don't care about your. Just give me your opinion.
He understands. Obviously, just because I come to his house, he's not gonna expect anything, and I really appreciated that. And at that point, I realized that this guy is like
What? Sorry, I think there's
emotionally intelligent. He's not like
emotionally intelligent. Okay, first of all, I don't know who uses that word still, and emotionally intelligent. And what are you? Are you emotionally intelligent, Mrs. I complain about everything?
Dumb fuckboy where his brain is just filled by his dick, and I can actually like have a conversation with him. And then we were talking.
See, this is the woman who is always entitled. You see this sort of attitude out of people like this: entitlement and nymphomatic behavior.
More about like the subject of sex in a very mature, adultly manner, and he actually had like a lot of legit knowledge about women, as in like how orgasming from the clitoris or the vagina, like how different that is, or the duration. Like, I was like blown away. I'm like, whoa, you really know a lot about this. You know, because most guys are clueless, even if they're like,
okay, imagine. Guys, how would you feel if you had a girl expert on sex? Like this person, like imagine if she comes up to him and be like, oh, you know a lot. That's very creepy. I'm not gonna lie. This person's a freak.
28 or whatever. So it was really cool that he's like educated on the proper facts. And then he told me, I mean, he was still attracted sexually, and then he was sort of trying to convince me, and he was like, he said that he can make me come by the clit with just using his fingers, and he was like, I feel like you like having sex with me, blah blah blah. And then like it made me really interested because of the vast knowledge he had and the confidence that he had. So I was like, okay, I can give this a try. He was being very respectful for me. He wasn't treating me like a one night stand, and I wasn't treating him like that. We both had like the
Oh, really? You weren't treating him like that, huh? Really? Look at the way you talk about him, and you just admittedly said, oh, I went up to his face and said this. Stop being a hypocrite and don't change your story. We know what you did.
philosophy. If we click on the first date, we could have sex. That doesn't mean that we're not gonna have respect for each other. Like, and it could potentially turn into a proper date or maybe a relationship later. That's like the philosophy we both had. So I wasn't worried about him disrespecting me or anything. And then so we started to have sex, and then I grabbed his dick, and then it was like too small for me. I wasn't really getting turned on. Obviously, dick size is not the only thing that turns me on, but like overall, the
really, because that's the only thing you're talking
like,
about.
When I'm sucking on dick, I get turned on by the size. I do not enjoy sharing these kind of stories that much, but as I said,
you don't enjoy it, but you still did. So here's the fact. You know what? I don't know what size is good for you, but go ahead, Kelsey. If you want an 8-incher, just go hook up with Johnny Sins or something. Jesus Christ. Please, go ahead.
that I'm doing it for the sake of giving an example to other women that you can definitely leave or stop sex midway, because that is so like socially pressured on women that it's like such a bad thing to do. It's like you're being so mean, blah blah blah. And I truly believe that it's not a mean thing to do, and it's your body, your choice.
What?
So I was sucking a stick, and I also didn't enjoy it that much. I'm not gonna go into detail on like how small the dick was. Like it wasn't a micro penis or anything. I don't know his dick.
What the fuck? Боже мой. Боже мой. Ебамайка-то.
When it was like fully erect, it wasn't that hard, so I don't know if it was nervous or anything, but it's the first time, so it's totally okay.
How
like,
can
my
your
vagina
thing
didn't
have
get
feelings?
that wet, which it often does, even when I'm super horny, so it's like not his fault. Now comes the penetration time.
This
I can't believe
woman's
I'm talking about
crazy.
this to 100,000 people. As I said, a perspective of like from a point of full respect to that guy. I'm not trying to shame him or anything.
Oh really? That's
I
what
feel
you're
like
doing.
this part is necessary to understand the story. Let's say like this is like my vagina, and then this is like his dick. He was trying to penetrate me, and it didn't really work that well. Wait, first of all, because I wasn't that wet, and he was still trying to penetrate me.
Man,
For me,
what the-
despite what he said about him being good in foreplay or whatever, it was really not one of the best experiences that I've had. I'll just say it was like.
Alright, Kelsey, you looks like you have the highest expectations, so why don't you go sit on like the biggest dildo you can find, and sit on a sofa actually, and then just finish off yourself, and maybe you don't have to complain. Just you don't have to shame other people. What do they do? What can they do? What do you want them to do? It's not like you can snap your fingers and his dick is gonna grow like Pinocchio's nose, is it? Huh?
Like really short. I don't know. I guess he was overexcited. So I told him that I would prefer that he do a bit more before, and he did. But still, it didn't make me wet enough. So he tried to penetrate, and because I wasn't wet enough, and also because his dick wasn't hard enough,
I don't really want to hear this
So
bull crap
I'll be
details.
back because I simply just was not enjoying the situation. But he didn't seem to be getting that. I think when guys are in the zone, yeah, which is understandable. I feel bad for like saying all this kind of stuff, but I keep telling myself that it's not that.
Okay, if it's so bad, then why would you make this video causing controversy? Okay, and then whenever we get offended, right, you're like, oh, men are so fragile. Guess what? When we shame you, guess what? You hold up the red card saying, what is the card? What is it called? The whole woman's card saying, oh, misogyny, this and that, and this bullshit card, right? That's the only thing you guys have going on. So you guys, this is a massive double standard that we cannot criticize you, but you always criticize us, saying like, oh, small dick energy. Look at this. Look at this.
So I guess I'm also conditioned with the nice girl syndrome as well.
No, you have the entitled nympho syndrome. That's what you have.
Okay, so after like the 10 minutes, I was like on the verge of
I
okay,
don't care. I don't want to hear
at that
this
point.
shit.
I was silent for like 30 seconds because I didn't know what to say, and then he was like getting more tormented because I wasn't saying anything, and I felt super bad for that. So I was like, okay, I have to tell him something. Even at that point, I did not decide to tell him the truth or if should I make an excuse or whatever, but there was no way that I was going to continue the sexual act. He was like worried that I was mad at him for some reason, which I don't know how he got to.
I wonder why men are always women can be mad at men. Look, you after wonder that this is a big gift to men when you want to open up your legs, split your legs. We're like, okay, I hope everything goes well. We're under so much pressure, and you giving the wrong signal, like, oh, you regret it, and you're gonna accuse him of, you know, the R word, right? Shit, you know what that can look. That this is why we cannot be good in bed sometimes, because we have all this anxiety that people like you, Kelsey Jeong, the entitled people, you create these situations that are so unnecessary. This is just like politics, right? You, Kelsey, this is how I would put it. Kelsey is like the West, right? Trying to frame the East, right? And then trying to push the Red Bear into a conflict. This is exactly Kelsey Jeong's logic.
To that conclusion, I was not mad at all. So I was like, no, I'm not mad at you at all. He was like, is it something that I said? And I'm like, no, it's not at all. He just really wanted to know. So I just told him that I wasn't enjoying the sex that much and I think that I'll go home. And he was like, oh, I was really worried that he's gonna get mad and punch me or like murder me.
Yeah, you're lucky that he didn't do that to you. I mean, like, look, if you say that to someone, like, it's like saying, like, would you go up to someone? That's the same as saying, like, expect to get bashed, Kelsey. Because, look, would you go up to someone in public and say, mu jebam majkata, or jebam ti mater, or jebam ti majko? Yeah, you're gonna get punched and sucker punched and probably, like, the R word, right? I don't know, but you're lucky this guy was chill as hell, because, I mean, I wouldn't hurt my girlfriend. I mean, I'd probably just swear at I'd be like, oh, like B word, or like sukin sin or something like that, right? I'll just be like kurva. Yeah, kurva is a nice word to use on this person. Kelsey,
At this
you
point,
kurva.
like, as I said, he was a highly emotionally intelligent person. Although
Unlike
I first
yourself.
met him that day, I feel like I'm pretty good at judging people by now, so I wasn't that worried. But
You're
as a
not-
woman,
yes,
although
you're very
being
good at being an
murdered because of
idiotic
leaving
judgmental.
like halfway during sex, although it's like unlikely, it's not impossible. So I was sort of worried. So I told him that the sex was not enjoyable for me and I don't want to continue. And he was like, oh, I see, I understand, which I was super thankful about. And then I told him that I feel like it's disrespectful to me and also to him to just lie there and act like I'm enjoying it, even when it's just like lying to myself, basically.
How
And
is
he
it
agreed.
disrespectful for yourself, but you disrespected him? It's very disrespectful of you what you said, but what he did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Okay, and then you're acting like you got disrespected. So, Kelsey, clearly you're playing the victim card here. So stop it.
Agree to that. I'm not like a prostitute. I'm there because I want to be there.
Oh, really? You're not a kurva, huh? You're kurva. You kurva себе, сука.
So when I don't want to be there, I think it's like logical for me to leave. That's what I thought. He didn't seem
Kurwa
emotionally
себе.
hurt or traumatized, or he took it like very calmly, which is sort of what I expected of him because of the emotional intelligence that he had. We had like 4 or 5 hour conversation before like having sex, and I could tell that he was not
feel sorry
the
for this guy's
stereotypical type
dostoyanstvo.
of. He had a higher than average for sure emotional intelligence. Since he's a problem solver, like many business people
Yeah,
are.
is the size that important? Maybe the size of your brain and size of your heart and how you think is more. Why is this like? I don't understand. I want to ask Kelsey, why is this so important out of all the things in life that is as important? Why is this the one thing you want to focus on? Isn't there something else, like what is his goals in terms of financial and reducing recession, right? I'm kind of like strangling off topic here, but what I want to say is that, look, she could have so many things to care about, such as conflict. You never know when a nuclear war could break out anytime in history. Even the Cuban missile crisis, something could have broken out, right? And then yet she's talking about the size of it. Do you think people in the Second World War were talking about bullshit like this? No, they don't have time. Do you think they have time to do that when they're getting chlorine gassed and having napalm stick everywhere around their skin? No, they don't have time to talk about, oh, to their fellow soldiers, yeah, you know what, I think about my girl like this, and they don't talk about shit like this.
It's like, is there anything I can do better? And I really thought about it, but at that point, first the vibe was off, and I asked him like, was it enjoyable for you? Because like my genitals weren't that wet, so we had to use a gel, and you're using a condom, and it didn't feel that good to me. So like, did it feel good to you? Like, I was genuinely curious, and he said that like his genitals are really sensitive, so he was really enjoying the experience. So I was like, oh, I see. This is so awkward to reenact in front of the camera, guys.
Yeah, you know what you are? You are kurva. Kelsey, I don't think you understand this word. Maybe one of your viewers can tell you what it is, but kurva is what we call you, right? And among my friends, we would call you kurva, or yeah, we just call you kurva, or yeah, something like that. Yeah, kurva is a nice word.
Give me a thumbs up for my dedication to help you guys, like help young women out there. This is how much I'm trying. This is
How is this helping you? Oh yeah. You wanna clap for that? You're not helping anyone. You're just making women have more of a entitled opinion. This is the problem. Say in countries like Thailand, the university girls, right? I see the boys and stuff, right? They're probably like, oh, I want the bigger one. Asian have the small one or something like that. And I'm like, what? Look, come on. Is that the most important thing? Just finger whatever you want. Look, go finger like a hole with a snake in it or something. Just do that, and maybe you get bitten by a snake. Yeah, Kelsey. Why don't you go finger like a snake hole, and then maybe, you know what? Go fist. Put your whole fist in a rabbit's nest and see what happens. Yeah, I want to see that happen.
Important I think it is for like women to not try so hard to protect men's ego to the point where it's like not putting themselves first. As I said, thumbs up and subscribe right now.
Okay, to be honest, I kind of have to agree with you, because very male oriented is a sex thing, is a very male kind of shifted. Yes, of course we need balance, but this is just purely completely trying to counteract that. And first of all, it's not always that. Look, first of all, I'm a virgin, but if I was with a girl, right, I wanted to, you know what I want to do, kanchai inside, and then finish off or whatever, right? I would ask her, how was the experience? I know it sounds very awkward, but I would ask, but not in a direct way like Kelsey is. This person is too direct. She's like, oh, like, come on, like, can you use a bit more euphemism or something like that? Please.
Help me, God, please.
Yes, maybe you should go outside and look at the sky and be like, help me, God, please. Боже мой, майку мыла, or something like that, please.
I really did not want to admit that it was about his size, because I know that it's really could be like a big root of insecurity for men, obviously.
Yeah, for once you realize the issue, and now you're just gonna keep banging on about it. Wow. All right, go ahead. Go.
5 hours conversation before we had, he wasn't that tall. He was like my height, and I'm like 171 centimeters, and him too. I didn't know before meeting him because he didn't have it on his profile or anything. I didn't ask. I generally don't care about height that much. I've dated guys that are shorter than me, whatever. So we had a conversation about.
Wow, I'm actually surprised. This person cares more about the size of that than the height. And you know what? Height doesn't even matter unless you're like, I don't know, like 4 foot maybe. Maybe that's a bit annoying or maybe stigmatizing, right? I'm 5'9", and this person is, I'm pretty sure, kind of tall, maybe in South Korea or Republic of Korea. However, you know what? I don't even care. Like, keep going. Okay, whatever.
So do not put that much emphasis onto height. My ex was not that much taller than me, blah blah blah, and I think it made him feel better, and I felt good that a guy is like self-aware about the social situation and that he's maybe generally not popular because of his height, but he owned it and he was trying to make up for it with like his humor. He was funny, he was like smart, self-aware, like all those things. So
first of all, why the hell does he have to make up for any of that? Okay, height is not something you can change, right? It's genetics, and maybe, you know what, if you're malnourished, then I guess that is a thing. But on average, say you're a second or third world country, you know what, even Thailand, okay? Some people are tall, some people are not. We come all in all shapes and sizes. Kelsey, okay, you may be taller and some people may be short. That's okay too, and you seem to not accept that, but
So I'm like,
that is
maybe
reality,
this
so
guy
you're not
can
accepting
take
the
it.
fact.
And then at that point he said, you can please tell me, I want to know, you can tell me anything. Like, I'm the type of guy that doesn't get hurt by those things or
Wow, what a legend, man. This guy, whoever she's talking about, could I give you credit, man. You are a real Chetnik, man. I'm not gonna lie. Заебись. Все охуенно. That's
take it personally. And I told him no, because no one is like that. Like, for some people it's easier to be like that, but no one is like perfectly shielded from getting emotionally hurt or feeling personally attacked when there's like a statement about their body.
Yeah, like
and
you.
He was like, yeah, that was a lie, but I still want to.
Okay, this person's blabbering about shit.
So I felt like that I didn't want to continue the sex. And it was like, he listened and he was like, oh, I see. And he started apologizing. He's like, oh, I am so sorry that I made you go through that, and that like I didn't know you were feeling that way, and I was just like so zoning in. I was just like enjoying myself. And I told him that there's absolutely no reason for him to apologize. We gave it a shot, it didn't work out, we had a conversation, it's like no problem. I don't know, but he felt
Okay, at least you told him that he didn't have to apologize and he did nothing wrong. Because look at yourself in the mirror, look at this attitude. At least you didn't do a major fuck up and then do some stupid, tell him some stupid shit like what is spilling out of your mouth sometimes.
felt like he needed to apologize. I don't know why. I genuinely don't.
Why do you think? Okay, why do you think? Because you know what, boys are so afraid to make girls disappointed. It's almost a fucking stigma. And yet people are like, oh, why do you have to apologize? Have you ever thought it about yourself, huh? Have you ever thought about it, Kelsey? Why this may be? Kurva себе.
Don't think it's a thing that he should apologize for. Just like it's not a thing for me to apologize for stopping sex midway. I did not apologize for that. So I told him that it's like not his fault and there's no reason that he should be apologizing for him. And he was like, yeah, you're right. I told him I'm gonna go, and he said, yeah, no problem. And he first suggested that we stay as friends and we meet again next time or stay in contacts at least, because he really enjoyed being friends with me and having like really good conversations with me. And I totally agreed as well, because it was like the best conversation I had in like a week or two. So I'm grateful that he offered to be friends with me as well. And then I was like, yeah, I'll be friends with you for sure. Then he let me go, and that's the end of the story. And I think that this is like a really ideal example of how I dealt with the situation as a woman who did not want
Wait,
to.
so that's the end of the story and you had to make a whole nearly 20-minute video about this thing. This is not what, this is like what everyone does, and you're making this sound like this is there's some, you won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011 or something. Jesus, bоже мой. Far out. This person's actually
want
nuts.
to continue to the end of the sex. And also, like, kudos to him for how he handled the situation. I think it's like a really ideal situation, and I was really lucky to have that experience.
I'm not gonna lie,
but
this guy's
the
a
point
legend.
I want to make in this story is mainly, like, the message is mainly for girls. I really want to drill this in you. If you're not enjoying whatever you're doing in a relationship, it doesn't even have to be about sex. It has to be about, like,
Kelsey, you know what? I'll tell you something. I'll give you a challenge. Why don't you go full BDSM, getting 12 inches down your throat just like they do in pornography, and see if you still care about size, or maybe you're scared. You'll be like like that. Let's see.
like, I don't know, if you don't enjoy even being in a relationship with the guy, a lot of the women, like young women that I see around me, no matter their nationality, I see them tiptoeing around, like not hurting the guy's feelings or like protecting his ego, basically, because you're so afraid to offend the guy or say something hurtful. I like being kind to others, and that takes a huge amount of effort, and it's like,
Look, I understand that maybe giving some truth is, it's kind, but I guess you're right. But however, you are too over the top indirect, and you kind of make it sound like it's very offensive. You're like, oh, your tone is so condescending and accusatory. Actually, this is why people are very worried that they might have done something wrong when you create the situation out of nothing, Kelsey.
very nice and it's like takes a lot of humility to do. But I think at that point it's really harmful to the girls. And I've heard of instances where girls are like they were not enjoying it at all, but they're just continuing on with the sex for like 10-15 minutes until it ended. And even extreme cases, even when it was hurting, they wouldn't tell the guy, or they would tell the guy, but they would just still wait on until it was done. And done meaning that the guy has orgasmed, not the girl. If I did not know any better, and I've certainly been in the past been that girl as well when I was in like my early 20s, just like let the guy like, do his thing. But now after having some experience and I don't know, forming a philosophy about my self-esteem, I guess, I'm really proud of myself for telling him and stopping.
What are you proud of yourself for? Making a video for 20 minutes and making yourself look like a clown. Zaebis.
Midway, because it gives me a sense that I own my body and it's not just because I agree.
Yeah, Midway. Yeah, I think the guy would rather be in the battle of Midway than with you. He'd rather get shelled by some like, I don't know.
To start having sex with me, I have an obligation to make him orgasm, you know? I don't know why, but break that rule that we have as a society to the many...
Okay, first of all, there's no such rule. I don't know what fake news you've been reading, probably from some CNN or some BuzzFeed bullshit article, but there is no such thing as stigma. Kelsey, clearly you are too progressive with this bullshit about LGBT acceptance and, you know, like this reading of Vice News or maybe even BuzzFeed, right? BuzzFeed's full of shit, you know that. I don't know if you knew that. I'm sure you do because you go to Yonsei University. I'm sure you're smarter than that, so yeah.
Woman that has been in my situation, I'm telling you that it is absolutely your choice to not continue. And of course, if the guy is not enjoying it because like, I don't know, my vagina's too dry or my boobs are too small or whatever, and he's like literally not horny, he has every right to stop the sex as well. So I'm really glad that I didn't take...
Okay, at least she wasn't being a kurva hypocrite here. At least she said, oh, it goes both ways and stuff. I don't think, I mean, you know what, boys never really experience this because any woman that he gets, he is heaven for him, right? Maybe the woman is like, whatever, why not? But for him, he's like, every man is obviously excited for his first time. He's like, yeah, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's probably like, очень счастлива, who knows? Счастлива, whatever, okay? So
around his emotions, and I'm really respectful and I'm really like impressed of how he took it. Yeah, I just wanted to share that story and share what I think. So the
Kelsey, I would be impressed if you can take a 12-inch buibui.
Next time you're in that situation, I hope that you also feel empowered and hope that you also know that you have a choice in this as well. I mean, haters are gonna leave negative comments down here anyways, but I'm just gonna pinpoint a few things out. I'm not trying to cause like a gender war or addiction.
Well, congratulations, you're causing a gender war right now. Mushini и женщины война. Yep, great.
Shame or body shame, that is not the intention of this video. I'm sorry if it came off that way, but on my channel, I really don't...
Sorry if it came off that way. We have a look at... Yeah, look, this just speaks for itself, doesn't it?
I don't want it to be like harmful to society, like the message that I give. I don't want it to be harmful to society.
Doesn't this kind of tell you that a lot of people still think that this is harmful to society? Huh?
I've been on YouTube for like 2 years now, and I've also have like established a philosophy about my channel as well. So I hope you don't take it that way. And if you're a guy watching this and if you're offended somehow, I don't understand why you would be offended. So I'm not gonna say sorry.
You wouldn't okay. You wouldn't understand why you wouldn't be offended, you kurva. Really? Okay, this is where I draw the line. That was...
You go back? If you're offended somehow, I don't understand why you would be offended.
Oh, really? Okay, that's like saying, oh, I wonder why victims of assault wouldn't be offended. Kelsey, do you realize what they're saying? Do you realize how stupid you sound right now? Look at yourself, okay? First of all, what you just said is the same thing as, oh, I'm trying to victim blame the people who got punched in the street. I wonder why you would be offended. Yeah, I wonder why. Look, this is exactly the same. That's the exact same principle here. Why you would be offended and stuff like that. Like, why? Okay, first of all, have you ever thought before you seriously? I thought you're smarter than this. You go to Yonsei University. think before you post why you may be offended by this. Okay, it's perfectly reasonable to be offended, right? You cannot control what other people think of you, Kelsey, and clearly you have this entitlement that, oh, why would you be offended, huh? How would you like it if I went to your face and said, oi, kurva себе, мы ебам майката, ебам ти майку, right? Would you not be offended by that, huh? And why wouldn't you? What if I went to you and said like, kurva себе, like whatever I just said, ебам ти майку, мы ебам майката, right? Why wouldn't you? And I said to you, oh, why would, I don't know why you'd be offended by that. Yeah, I just curse your Michael. Is that not obvious?
I'm not gonna say sorry, actually.
Oh, you're not gonna say sorry. Oh, okay. You want to take the hard way. Okay, you don't want to say sorry. Oh, guess what, Kelsey? I'm not gonna apologize for calling you kurva. You actually deserve it.
Whenever I shared the story to like my other girlfriends, of course I did not share the name of the guy or the picture or like anything or any information.
You probably did. I know you're such bullshit that you're probably shaming him in front of all your other girlfriends or whatever. What are you? I don't know what do you mean girlfriend? Do you have boyfriend and girlfriend, or are you bisexual or something? Like, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, or I don't know, like whatever you want to do, but I'm just a bit curious. Your quotation of girlfriend is very ambiguous.
They were like, oh my god, you're so badass, I want to be like you.
Oh, you're so badass. Oh, slay queen. Oh, zaibis, super. Is this how you? I bet you all your other girlfriends or whatever you say, right? They're probably like, what is wrong with this kurva? They're probably thinking to themselves, wow, you're not cool, whole gang. They're not thinking you're good. They're thinking you're crazy and you're probably abibose. Oh, is it abibose? Yeah. You know what? You probably look like some narco baron, so I wouldn't talk.
Badass. It's like everyone should be like this. It's like natural.
Everyone
We don't
can be
owe
like
anything
this.
to the guys. Another point, I don't hate men. I don't know how like incels
Really?
are gonna.
You don't hate men, but yet you promote Magalia, that Korean femcel group, and then obviously I don't support incels as well. Obviously not good, right? Nedobre, right? However, what you are doing here is obviously supporting this kind of female supremacy shit. Look at yourself.
Twist this or whatever. He was not an incel either, by the way. One of my really
Why would you even need to bring this up? How does this guy sound like an incel? I thought that incel would be like this. Why would you need to bring that up? He doesn't sound anything like an incel. This guy sounds like a good man who actually knows how to respect women. And first of all, the thing that you had to, at the point when you bring that up, saying that he might have been he's not an incel, you have to bring that up, means that you probably thought he was an incel. So that's your own problem and your own self discriminatio of people.
close guy friends that I consulted about the topic of this video, he was worried that I'm gonna get like a lot of hate from incels, but he said that like I don't have to care about incels.
I'm gonna have to side with the incels for this one, even though I don't know that. I can understand why. Not only incels, normal people with functioning brains, right? Ordinary functioning brains, right? Why they wouldn't be angry, I wouldn't understand. Like, personally, me, I'm not angry. Like, I'm just thinking this is a very weird and strange video to make. But, look, you deserve all the hate that comes your way because you put such controversy. You cannot... This is the... I want to tell you, Kelsey, that consequences are a thing. Every action you take has a consequences. If you throw a ball on the floor, your parents will get angry if you're a kid. That's consequence. If you mix bleach and vinegar, you create toxic chlorine gas. That's a consequence of your actions. That's just how nature is.
And might be offensive to guys who have like smaller than average size dicks, and I understand how this can be hurtful.
Yeah,
it is
is
for that, but it's from the woman's side, and I hope you can like sort of understand.
Oh, understand. What do you want us to do about it, huh? What do you want us to do? What do you want people with shorter than average? What? So, okay, look, this is a summary of what I take from this, and I hope most of you will understand that this person is basically saying if you're below average, you don't deserve to get laid at all. This is the legacy of Kelsey, the Korean, or Kelsey Jeong or whatever. Okay, this is the legacy of this person, and this is the kind of content she puts out. So please stay based. Боже мой, майко мила. And за наша земля, за наш дом спремни.
The message that I'm trying to give to the woman here through this story. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if you want to watch my other videos talking about sex in a really candid and honest way that is potentially also going to help you and it's
Yeah,
potentially
I'm
funny
definitely
as well,
looking
watch
forward
these
to watch
videos
this.
here and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Wow, what a video. This is crazy. I don't even know what to say. You know what, in conclusion, screw you, Kelsey. You are honestly just, you're completely nuts, you know that, right? You don't think before you post, and I'm not surprised that a lot of people don't like this video. So yeah, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.